Hi, I'm Jared.
And I'm Brad.
And this week on Hood Slappers, we're going to be reviewing the 2022 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4XE.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Who of us hasn't fantasized about taking a backcountry adventure while on wheels? The freedom to leave the road behind and carve your own path in the wilderness is something that appeals to many of us. And chances are, if you've dreamt about doing that, the vehicle you thought about doing it in was a Jeep.
And that brings us to this, the 2022 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4XE, the latest and greatest that Jeep has to offer. With its infancy starting in World War II, the Jeep now faces a new, challenging front, the electric world. And this particular hybrid offers Jeep drivers everything they need for the outdoor adventures, with the added perks of the electric world.
Now, Jared, let's get to the heart of the matter here. Jeep drivers love off-roading, and some of them might be nervous about an electric engine because nobody wants to be in the middle of nowhere with no power. So what do they need to know about the hybrid Wrangler?
Brad, first things first, we're talking about a hybrid here. We're not fully dependent on an electric motor. And this hybrid engine will give you 592 kilometers of range, which is more than enough to get you to those off-road excursions and back again. The battery itself will offer 35 kilometers of range.
Now, 35 kilometers doesn't sound like a lot, but according to Jeep, that's enough to get you a few hours of low-speed off-roading or maximum torque. And for those who live and work locally, you can get most of your daily driving routine done on that as well.
Right. And when the battery runs out, the 4-cylinder turbocharged engine is more than capable of driving all four wheels just like a regular Wrangler. If the battery does run out of power, the gas-powered engine has the ability to replenish the battery. So you don't need to be worried about being stranded without a charge.
Now that we've got that concern off the table, let's see what the Wrangler 4XE offers the off-road enthusiast.
Jeep wants you off-road and offers you everything you need at that end. It comes with tow hooks, 2 in the front, 1 in the rear. The fuel tank, transmission, and transfer case are protected by skid plates. It comes with a Torx toolkit, cargo tie-down loops, protection sill rails, sport or performance suspension, and a full-size rear-mounted spare tire. And don't forget about their Rock Track full-time 4-wheel drive system. And for you die-hard off-road Jeep enthusiasts, we also have to mention the front and rear differential locks, the sway bar disconnect, and of course, the low-range gearbox.
Jeep says that the 4XE is their most capable Wrangler ever. And that may be true because the 4XE offers the off-road equipment you need, but it also gives you power. The Wrangler 4XE is paired with a 2-liter turbo plug-in hybrid engine, a 17 kilowatt lithium-ion battery pack, regenerative brake booster, and an 8-speed automatic transmission. The waterproof battery even performs in tough conditions like fording streams up to 30 inches deep. When combined, the 4XE can generate 375 horsepower and 470 pound-foot of torque, giving you the option of towing up to 3,500 pounds.
Now, it's important to remember, even though it's a hybrid, it's still a Wrangler. And that means you can fold down the windscreen, remove the doors, and you have the optional hard, soft, or remote soft roof. And we can't forget, this is heavily supported by the aftermarket community. The optional forward-facing trail off-road camera allows you to see directly ahead of your Wrangler. The image displays dynamic tire path lines on your radio screen, helping you to navigate even the toughest of terrain. Now, while Jeep drivers do love outdoor adventures, a lot of their time in their Jeeps will be doing what the rest of us do, driving around town and getting back and forth from work. For the more domestic Jeep driver, the 4XE allows you to charge at both work and at home, giving the opportunity to have an electric vehicle for your daily commuter.
Now, the battery can be charged in approximately 2 hours using the 240 volt level 2 charger, or in approximately 12 hours using the included level 1 115 volt. Now, the owner of this particular Jeep uses the level 1 charger, and he has told us that his electric bill has only gone up by about $30 a month. The Wrangler comes with what Jeep calls their Uconnect 4C NAV system, which allows for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto compatibility. The Wrangler also offers an 8.4-inch touchscreen and 7-inch driver's display that can help you work out what exactly your Jeep is doing at any particular time, because there's a lot going on here. But you can also let all of that go and enjoy a 9-speaker Alpine Premium audio system.
Now, the newer Jeeps are offering 4 auxiliary buttons. This allows you to easily install aftermarket accessories like LED light bars and CB radios. The other cool thing about these is it's a leather rubberized interior. This, in case you ever get mud inside the car, allows you to hose down the entire thing literally with a hose, and you can drain the water out with the available drain plugs in the ground. The blue LED battery level monitor lights displayed above the touchscreen show you the amount of electric power that you have left. The infotainment system allows you to monitor your vehicle's hybrid operation in detail, including power flow, regenerative braking, and your driving history. You can even schedule a charging time. The Wrangler 4XE also gives the driver the ability to customize each trip with e-select driving modes. Hybrid is the default mode, but you can also use electric mode, which engages the battery and switches to the engine when extra torque is needed. Or there's also the e-save mode, which prioritizes gas mode and saves the battery later for a charge.
Well, Jared, let's talk about price and how the Wrangler compares to other SUVs in the market.
Absolutely, Brad. The 4XE starts at $57,495. If you want a regular Rubicon 4-door, that's going to cost you about $45,500. It's a little more than its competitors out there, but if you're really an off-roader, nobody offers you what Jeep offers.
And with that, let's take this for a ride.
Now, Brad, we did borrow this car from a Jeep enthusiast who only drives Jeeps.
Yes.
He is a diehard. And, you know, we get to drive this car for a little bit, and it's great. It's fantastic. However, this gentleman has driven this car for 5,276 kilometers. And he's a bit of a Jeep buff. So he has given us a list of a few pros and cons that he wanted us to tell the viewers.
Yeah.
Brad, would you do the honors?
Yes, so here's the list of cons, and they're longer than the list of pros, which is interesting.
Well, Jeeps are tough. They can take it.
Yes. So, the battery in the back seat apparently prevents fold flat seat, and for Jeepers like him who like to sleep in their Jeep, apparently, that's a bit of a big deal.
Okay, right on.
All right. Now, on the non-hybrid, that wouldn't be an issue, I suppose, right? The instrument cluster, he says, is by default. It's quite complicated, and to be honest, it does look quite complicated.
It does look quite complicated. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, so he says it takes some time to get used to. That I can imagine. He also said the fuel energy economy thing is quite a complicated, formula, so it's hard to know how you're really doing. Yeah, and his last complaint is that there's a lot of coolant lines in vulnerable places that he thought should be protected with a skid plate.
Especially if you're going to go off-roading, you don't want anything exposed.
Yes. Now, here's the pros.
Okay.
And this first one, let me tell you, I think is a big one. He ordered and received his Jeep within 3 months. And today, right now, that is no small thing.
That is difficult. Now, he did that because he did say, well, then I won't take that option. I won't take this option. He took something that was a little more available rather than maybe exactly what he wanted. But he got the car sooner than most people, so that's pretty good.
Yes, so if you want yours quicker, what he said is, cut out some of those options, you'll probably get yours quicker. Another pro, fuel economy in the city, he figured, is combined possible 4.8 liters per 100 kilometers. And he's got it down to around 5 liters or so.
Okay, so now that's obviously not with us. We've been driving like idiots.
Yes,
but,
obviously.
That's what he's able to do. And he's a commuter. He commutes about half an hour to work.
Yeah.
But he says with the commuting on the road, on the highway rather, the engine obviously will kick in, whereas if he's around town where he lives, he says hardly the engine ever kicks in because 35 kilometers is more than enough for him to get from A to B and such.
That's great. All right, can I say, Jared, the window put down is not over here where you normally put it. It's in the middle of the console, and it's annoying.
Well, first of all, Brad,
yeah,
it's a Jeep thing.
See, that's what Jeep people, everything's a Jeep thing.
Well, secondly, there is a reason because these doors come off. And it has to be wired and connected, so.
Right, okay, all right.
Now, Brad, one thing we must talk about, we've said it's a Jeep thing, there's a lot of Jeep things, but one of the Jeep things is the Jeep Wave.
Right, they wave at each other.
They do, and I feel we haven't seen a Jeep yet. Actually, we have seen a Jeep. It's the Jeep that's our chase car, shooting our footage right now as we speak, driven by Jerry the Jeep driver.
Jerry the Jeep driver, and he insisted when we were setting up the chase car.
Yeah.
He insisted it be a Jeep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. So he.
I had a few other recommendations. He's like, no, I don't want to be Jerry the Corolla driver. I'm Jerry the Jeep driver.
Nobody wants to be anything the Corolla driver. Let's be honest.
Speaking of which, Jared, do you think you could ever be a Jeep driver?
I don't think I could be a Jeep driver. I have a good sense of the room. I can read the room when I'm annoying. And if I'm a Jeep driver, that puts me up there with Tesla drivers and CrossFit participators. So if I'm in a social gathering, you know, how do you tell if a Jeep driver drives a Jeep? Don't worry, they'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
Just, if I'm going to read the room properly, I don't want to be that annoying guy that talks about his Jeep all the time. And for that reason alone, I don't think I could be a Jeep driver. Yourself?
I would love to be one. When I picture the beach, I see people driving the beach in their Jeeps. When I think about off-roading, I've done some off-roading in my time, Jared.
Oh, believe me.
I wish I had a Jeep for those occasions, you know? So I think I could pull it off without being the annoying guy. Will I be a Jeep guy? No, let's be honest.
Well, there's two kinds of Jeep drivers, in my opinion. Yeah. There's the guy that gets it and hates it and gets rid of it. But then there's the guy who gets it and he gets it and he never drives anything else.
And you know what the weird thing is? Unlike Subaru, right? Because they also like to think of themselves, Subaru drivers, as, you know, outdoorsy type.
Yeah.
I know Jeep drivers, like Jerry, and they actually go off-roading. I know they go off-roading. I don't know a single Subaru owner who actually goes off-roading.
No. My parents have a Subaru.
Right.
They barely drive on the road as it is to begin with. When they have to go out, they certainly stick to the main roads.
But I think Jeep people actually do.
If you don't, it's like, you know, carrying a skateboard in your hand. You know, you're not riding it, you're just
carrying the skateboard.
Yeah, you get the hat sideways, the clothes, and the
Yes.
pants, and the whatnot.
Listen, Jared, normally I would never bring up 0 to 60 speeds for a Jeep. I mean, that's like talking about beef Wellington recipes with a vegan. But apparently this Jeep does 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. And this is a heavy machine. I find that, to be honest, I find it hard to believe.
Well, it's even heavier with the hybrid technology. Hybrid technology adds 800 pounds to the vehicle.
Oh, wow.
So 6 seconds for a vehicle like this, that's actually pretty impressive. But
You think it can do it?
let's give it a shot.
All right.
We got a stopwatch here. 3, 2, 1, go. There.
8 seconds.
8 seconds. Okay.
8 seconds. That was much closer.
That's with you and me in the car.
You and
I
me.
think that's pretty good.
That's
for
pretty
a
good.
Jeep.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That actually picked up better than I thought it would.
That is, yeah.
Kind of gave you going through the gears.
It did. Well,
It's
of
what it
course.
felt like going through gears.
Well, that's what a car does.
Yeah, but wasn't it in higher in the electric?
No,
mode
that
there?
was,
No.
that was-
that was just all combined.
Yeah.
Eh? Okay. All right.
So that's a pretty good 0 to 60 speed for a vehicle of
Yes.
this size. It's not the most aerodynamic, but was 8 seconds?
8 seconds.
Hey, that was pretty good. I think we can. Most of that is due to my magnificent driving abilities.
Well,
That is you're on a straight. That's a tough one, but
I'll be honest. If I was driving, I bet you I'd do it in 6 seconds.
well,
Because
unfortunately,
if it can be done in 6 seconds and you can do it in 8.24, it means you're not that good at getting up to speed. You're 2 seconds slow.
well, Brad, if you were allowed to drive on the show. Whoa!
Whoa. These are some crazy back roads we're on.
Yeah, you may notice a building or two in the background, but that don't be mistaken. Now, one of the things we've been provided with this, now we're not taking this car off-road, but we will revisit this car after it's been owned for an extended period of time to give you sort of a real world what to expect. And in terms of off-roading, we didn't go off-roading, but the owner of this car has gone off-roading recently, and he sent us clips. So we're going to pretend that we're driving off-road, but
course.
we're going to just put in those clips.
Of course.
Whoa!
It's not like I haven't been off-roading. I've been off-roading.
Are we talking like going to Cuba and they give you those little
No.
Suzuki trackers and-
Back country roads, Utah, Arizona. I've been in a pickup truck.
in the passenger
believe
seat?
that?
In the passenger seat.
Oh no, my friend.
But what kind of?
Ford F-150.
The fact that you said that with little to no conviction.
I don't remember.
Tells me.
But what I had this summer, I don't remember what it was. This summer I had a Dodge Ram when I was out in Alberta. All that to say, I would like to establish our credentials, or my credentials, that when you see us and it looks like we've been edited so that we are doing off-roading, people believe it about me.
Yeah.
Probably won't believe it about you.
Well, let's. Should we kind of make off-roading faces? Pretend we're off-roading
Right now.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa! Look out!
Whoa!
Oh, man, here's a big one.
Whoa! Whoa! Slow down!
People are gonna believe that.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe not.
No one's believing that, Brad. I'm sorry.
No, I think I trust our editors.
I trust them, but that's
That's a tall order. That's a tall order.
That's some real handiwork
Yes.
to make that look like real off-roading or anything at all. All in all, I don't know. I'm not a Jeep guy, but if I had to pick a Jeep, I like this one. It's not overly rugged. It's interesting. You know, if I was a Jeep guy and had to pick a Jeep, I would certainly consider this one. But like I said, I don't think I'll ever be a Jeep guy. I drive a Golf. And as much as you think you'd be a Jeep guy, I mean, going from a Corolla to a Jeep, you got to pace yourself.
Maybe not.
Yeah. You got to go to a Corolla, to maybe a Cavalier, and work yourself up better cars like that.
Start slow.
Baby
Where's
steps.
my baby steps?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. The Jeep Wrangler 4XE comes equipped to get you off the beaten track. But with its hybrid iteration, not only does the Wrangler get you to the wilderness, it takes its first step in helping to protect the wilderness. Now, for those looking just for a compact or mid-size SUV, there are better options on the market. But for those who truly want to ditch the asphalt and get out into the wilderness, Jeep is still best in the business. And with that, I give the 2022 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4XE my hood slap of approval.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. I'm Jared.
And I'm Brad.
And this week on Hood Slappers, we're going to be reviewing the 2022.
I'm switching it up this time.
What do you mean?
You can say your line.
Hi, I'm Jared.
And I'm Brad. What do you think of that?
This is cool. Jacket on. And
Jacket on.
Here, do you need sunglasses so you can be cool?
See, that's right. And I'm Brad.
Here, you can wear mine.
Look at that. Look at that.
Not sure that
Not
portrays
sure
the
of
image
this
of
look.